So Elon Musk is officially beefing with OpenAI. In the exclusive interview with CNBC, Elon Musk was all fighting talk. Musk has been very expressive about his concerns with AI. He seems to both be scared of it, as he has repeatedly warned humanity of its danger, but he also seems to be very intrigued, as he has ominously stated in an interview with Global News, "Mark my words, AI is far more dangerous than nukes." Now, in this recent interview with CNBC, Musk yet again warns us about the impending danger of companies playing God with AI. What's crazier is that in this interview, Musk mentions his beef with co-founder of Google, Larry Page. Not only that, but Musk talks about his friendship with Larry Page, and some of the things that Larry Page has said concerning AI will shock you. In the interview with CNBC, the interviewer opens up with a crazy statement.
I mean, you seem somewhat frustrated with them. You were one of the big contributors early on.
I am the reason OpenAI exists.
So if you guys didn't know, Elon Musk was one of the earliest investors of OpenAI and claims he's the reason OpenAI even exists.
How much money did you give him?
So I'm not sure the exact number, but it's some number on the order of $50 million. Man, fate loves irony next level. So I used to be close friends with Larry Page, and I would stay at his house, and we'd have these conversations long into the evening about AI, and I would be constantly urging him to be careful about the danger of AI, and he was really not concerned about the danger of AI and was quite cavalier about it.
So if you guys didn't know, Larry Page was one of the co-founders of Google, and both of these guys have a history with OpenAI. It seems to me OpenAI was set up for success from the very beginning. I mean, if I wanted to start an AI company, I definitely want the CEO of Tesla and the co-founder of Google helping me out. But as the interview goes on, Elon Musk reveals where it all went wrong, as Musk is no longer on the OpenAI team.
At the time, Google, especially after their acquisition of DeepMind, had 3/4 of the world's AI talent. They had obviously a lot of computers and a lot of money. So it was a unipolar world for AI. And we've got a unipolar world, but the person who controls that does not, or at least did not seem to be concerned about AI safety. That sounded like a real problem. So, and then the final straw was Larry calling me a speciesist for being pro-human consciousness instead of machine consciousness. And I'm like, well, yes, I guess I am. I am a speciesist. And
this interview is crazy for two reasons. Not only is Elon revealing his beef with OpenAI, but he's also exposing the mentality of its founders. And the fact that the founders don't seem to be too concerned with the safety side of AI is ringing alarm bells.
So, so you helped to the creation of OpenAI. You put in as much as $50 million.
More than helped. It wouldn't exist without me.
It wouldn't exist without you. So
I came up with a name. Right. The name OpenAI refers to open source. So the intent was, what's the okay? So what was the opposite? What's the opposite of Google? Would be an open source nonprofit, because Google is closed source for profit, and that profit motivation can be potentially dangerous.
So as we can see, OpenAI was supposed to be open sourced. What this means is that the technology was supposed to be available to everyone. Elon invested $50 million into the project only for OpenAI to seemingly go against their word and turn the company into a for-profit organization. The interviewer later asks if Elon was going to try and get his money back, to which he says this.
Should you have gotten governance for that money? Should you have gotten some level of control, perhaps, in retrospect?
Yeah, I fully admit to being a huge idiot here. Anyway, so OpenAI was like meant to be OpenAI, open as an open source. It was created as a 501c3, and so part of it is also, in the beginning, I thought, look, this is probably a hopeless endeavor. So how could OpenAI possibly compete with Google DeepMind? I mean, this seemed like an ant against an elephant, you know, which is not a contest. And I was also was instrumental in recruiting the key scientists and engineers, most notably Ilya Sutskever. In fact, Ilya went back and forth several times because he would say he's going to join OpenAI, then Demis would convince him not to, then I would convince him to do so, and this went back and forth several times, and ultimately he decided to join OpenAI.
So for those who don't know, Ilya Sutskever is an extremely intelligent AI researcher from Russia. What's actually interesting is Ilya is the mastermind behind GPT-4, so Elon definitely made the right decision in hiring him. So far, it seems Musk has tried to do the right thing for the company. In this interview, Musk goes on to explain OpenAI's betrayal deeper.
So you're very disappointed in what's happened there in terms of it becoming a for-profit.
I do think that there's some, look, it does seem weird that something can be a non-profit, open source, and somehow transform itself into a for-profit closed source. I mean, this would be like let's say you funded an organization to save the Amazon rainforest, and instead they became a lumber company and chopped down the forest and sold it for money. And you'd be therefore like, well, wait a second, that's the exact opposite of what I gave the money for. Is that legal? That doesn't seem legal. And in general, if it is legal to start a company as a nonprofit and then take the IP and transfer it to a for-profit that then makes tons of money, shouldn't that be the default? And then I also think it's important to understand when push comes to shove, let's say they do create some digital superintelligence, almost godlike intelligence, well, who's in control?
Yeah.
So as you can see, Musk initially invested into OpenAI to be a non-profit organization. However, OpenAI purposefully changed to a for-profit, which prompted Elon to leave the project altogether. He seemed to be disappointed with both OpenAI and Larry Page. Later on, Elon ends the interview with a very eerie question to the interviewer.
And what exactly is the relationship between OpenAI and Microsoft? And I do worry that Microsoft actually may be more in control than, say, the leadership team at OpenAI realizes. As part of the Microsoft investment, they have rights to all of the software, all of the model weights, and everything necessary to run the inference system.
So they essentially have a great deal of control.
At any point, Microsoft could cut off OpenAI.